What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Real Fanatics. I'm your host, Ferran, here again with my man Vito. And today we're getting to some trailers that you weren't able to get. Marvel dropped two trailers last week, actually. One for the Thunderbolts and one for Captain America 4. We haven't had a chance to review those publicly on here yet, so we wanted to give our thoughts on those. The two projects that I'm very excited for personally. It's good to see the MCU getting back to their three films or less per year model that it seems like they're getting back to. And I think these are two good films to kind of get back to the roots of good MCU filmmaking, which is that spy espionage bag they get into with the Captain America franchise, and which I assume they're going to continue in Thunderbolts. So I'll start out with the Thunderbolts trailer just to give some general
Well,
thoughts.
before you go through the trailer,
Oh
I
yeah,
just want
go
to
ahead.
say I don't think they're gonna stick to three movies next year. For the simple fact that Captain America comes out February 14th, and I believe Thunderbolts it's out on the 25th of March.
I don't know the release date off the top of my head.
I think it's sorry. I think it's like the 25th, but at the end of the day, let me make sure. Maybe I meant May, but I
May,
still
I think
think
May. Yeah,
I
that sounds
still
about
think
right.
that's real close. Because there's nothing slate. What's slate? There's nothing slated for the summer. Yeah, it's May 2nd. I'm sorry. So Thunderbolts is May 2nd.
Yeah, okay, May 2nd. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
then keep in mind we are getting Fantastic Four next year as well. So I think that's going to be their
okay,
summer. I think that's going to be their summer film.
okay,
Based on what I'm looking at, it's supposed to have a release date of July, like late July. But we haven't gotten like a trailer or anything for that yet.
yeah.
So that's more of a in
I'm
the future type of a thing to worry
I'm
about.
thinking it'll get pushed to that to the holiday Christmas, meaning Christmas
Yeah,
uh market, because if like I said, we haven't seen the trailer yet,
yeah.
and it's it's 2020. It's fucking 2025 right now. All
At
right,
this
we
point,
got we
yeah,
got a fucking 40 more days before we in the new year.
yeah.
Um, and we do have a couple of which some other trailers we should have probably went over was Ironheart. Another trailer for that was released, and I believe that comes out the. I don't know if you're gonna watch that because your ass like to skip TV shows.
No,
So
Ironheart I planned on watching.
I
I planned
don't
on watching
know.
Ironheart for
So
sure.
yeah, Ironheart comes out next year. We supposed to be getting Daredevil again.
Yeah,
So
I believe that's March, if I'm not mistaken.
we are getting we're getting a few. We're getting like I'm still thinking they're gonna push it to four. Hopefully,
Hmm.
um, or not hopefully, but I'm thinking they're gonna push it to four. But if they don't, we'll be getting three movies, but we'll be getting a shitload of TV shows.
Well, to your point, we were supposed to get a fourth movie from Marvel next year. It's not happening anymore. But technically,
So again,
there was a fourth movie planned.
I know you don't watch TV that much. So on Abbott Elementary, the TV show, people that like Kenya, what's her name? Fucking God damn it. Names always mess me up. Anyway, I get back. Quinta Burst. Quinta Brunson. It's Quinta. All right. They had a Halloween episode, and the principal on there dressed up as Blade. And
Ah,
somebody
dang.
somebody on Facebook or Twitter was like, "Damn, Ava got to play
Blade
Blade
before
before."
Mahershala Ali? That's so sick.
so,
That's so sick, bro.
so
Shout out to Mahershala Ali, man. I know that whole situation's got to
uh,
be frustrating, and
because
he's too good of an actor to be dealing with that.
Kevin Feige said again that they are interested in making it. They want to make this movie. This came out somewhere around, I want to say, the beginning of this month, where he just restated like we're
Hmm.
actively trying to make this movie.
Yeah,
But like you said, there's a lot of shit happening that if you're
yeah.
actively trying to make this movie, this shit ain't happening. Um, and I know I'm branching off, going on one of my tangents, but I'm just thinking about shit now before we get to the trailers.
Hmm.
Uh, Denzel Washington, you seen what he said?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I take a no blade movie for a Denzel and a
For a
fucking
Denzel in any MCU movie, let alone Black Panther 3, yeah, Blade is
nigga.
an afterthought now. Like, I'm
Listen,
gonna be real with you.
did
Dang.
for again, we've had a lot of high caliber actors, but a Denzel.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you said, we got Harrison Ford. I don't think Harrison Ford is up there. He's a great actor. He's been in a lot of good things, but he's no
Denzel has
Denzel.
created a league of his own at this point, I
I'm gonna
think.
say Denzel is like our modern day fucking Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
That's like,
Yeah.
so think of getting Sidney Poitier in a fucking DC or Marvel film. Like it's got to be a good role. Again, I'm gonna say Angela Bassett. That was fucking
That was high profile as well.
like, come on. Uh, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and get back to the trailer, man. Let's get back on topic. We are already burnt like 4 minutes on my
No,
tangent. That's
no,
hopefully.
solid tangent though, because I think it's gonna encapsulate a lot of exciting things we got coming up in the MCU. But like you said, to get back to the trailer, starting with Thunderbolts, I one of the worries I had about this film when they announced it was we've already seen this type of film done with Suicide Squad already.
Mhm,
And if you're a fan of comics, you know Marvel and DC have mirror image characters of each other. Throughout everything. You got
everything.
Thanos, you got Darkseid, you got Quicksilver, you got Flash. You know what I'm saying? Like you have mirror
Deadpool,
image,
Deathstroke.
dead,
You got
literally Deathstroke and Deadpool. Like you have mirror image characters throughout both DC and Marvel. So at some point you were going to run into that with the films of mirror
mhm.
image characters having their own films. So I don't want to say like I was like, ooh, they should make the Thunderbolts, but I was definitely worried of we've seen DC try the villain team up film already. We worked with one film, it didn't work with the first one. I'm little and Marvel's in a little bit of a slump right now. I don't know if Thunderbolts is what I'm really checking for at the moment,
I
but
want to say,
I'll say
let
that
me go.
trailer
I'm gonna
I
let you
was
finish.
good. I'll say that
Yeah,
trailer was good. I'll say that. I think it was a good first like impression of
yeah.
what we're going to see.
The last trailer.
The last trailer, first trailer, and the first trailer was a good first impression. I think the last trailer gave us a good idea of a little bit more of what the character interaction is going
Yeah,
to look
yeah,
like and how each of these characters are going to play into this film. Whereas the first trailer was more of just like a broad, here's the team. I think the second trailer focused on more so the individual members and what their
yeah.
dynamic will be and
Yeah.
how they'll play into the team. I think the individual characters they chose was also interesting as well. Like Marvel didn't
It's an
really.
interesting choice, but
Yeah, it's an interesting choice for sure.
they didn't have to, but they chose to go through. And I'm gonna disagree with you. I wasn't really only character I really cared about was Bucky, and I really didn't until I seen this last trailer. And like you said, and I seen their interactions with each other and
Hmm.
with the group and everything, seeing how they were interacting. That's the only person I cared about. But like I said, I forgot where I was going before I said that, so never mind. Fuck. So anyway, man, like I said, that last trailer was what sold me on it. The first trailer, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to watch it. I, you know,
Yeah,
I wasn't feeling how I was feeling when they announced Penguin. I'll say that. I was like,
yeah.
okay, we got a Marvel movie, cool, because we didn't. What did we get this year?
This year, outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm trying to think of what else came out. I'm
I
trying to
don't
like
think.
go through
Yeah,
mentally and
I
think of
don't
the
think
other
we
MCU
got
films that
nothing.
released.
We got TV shows. We had the
Yeah,
She-Hulk this year, right?
not She-Hulk. We had
That was
Agatha.
last
We
year. We had
had
Agatha. Loki season 2. I still haven't watched it.
yeah, and honestly, outside of that, I'm drawing a blank on any other MCU films that were released in 2024.
Yeah, I don't think we got any movies this year, and it's really hard for me to it's still hard for me to put the Dead report, because again that was it's the introduction, but it was still done with Fox, so
Yeah,
it's really hard to say this is an MCU movie.
yeah. It's like
Um,
it is, but it's like a add. It's being added into their universe versus it being
yeah,
like
it's
a
like
Marvel Studios original creation.
it's
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
when you got a comic book story going already, and then somebody does a one shot.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
we're still waiting to see how they're going to introduce people. I'm almost it would be cool if they kept fucking Wolverine. What's his name?
Hmm. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
I think they
Uh,
plan to.
but how long are they going to keep him? I mean, he's old in real life,
Yeah.
or older in real
Yeah.
life. And the way that this MCU is going, you don't see anybody just everybody's flipping around doing some shit,
Yeah. I don't think
and
he's gonna last past Secret Wars, which is
and
2026. So he or 2027, I think. My bad.
and
2027.
a lot of people are looking for the fastball special to happen. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so they want to see fucking Wolverine doing some shit, him jumping around, fucking jumping off people. That's what Marvel's good at that with their
Mm-hmm.
making their characters in the movies looks as close to possible as they can. And
Yeah.
again, looking at the stuff that Black Widow does, I'm she not doing Scarlett Johansson not doing that on a daily basis.
Yeah. No.
You
No. No.
know,
No.
so
Yeah.
so
Facts.
it's looking more accurate than I would say an older movie.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really interested in it. And in the Thunderbolts is what I was saying. I was
Mm-hmm.
going to watch it, but like you said, that last interaction, even seeing how everybody come together, because I think the scene I seen, it had is it Ghost? Not Ghostmaker. That's DC.
You
It was
got
Ghost.
Taskmaster and you got Ghost. Yeah.
So it was Ghost. She was in the back of the limousine. They was being chased by somebody with fucking 50 cows on a fit trucks, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was the Red Guardian and uh
Helena.
Helena, White Widow, Black Widow, whatever they're calling her in this one. And then Bucky shows up. They thinking Bucky there to save him, and then boom. And that's like you said, that's the interaction because we seen that clip before. We seen him
Mm-hmm.
shoot the back of the truck, but we didn't see the interact
You didn't see the
the
context. Yeah.
context of it, the
Beforehand.
conversations. We didn't see those trucks chasing them at first in that first trailer. All you
Yeah.
seen was Bucky
Was
doing
Bucky
that.
pull up? Yeah.
So it was also interesting to see they called them supervillains,
Mm-hmm.
which was funny because uh
I mean,
Ghost,
in a sense, all of them have been at one point in their life. Like at one
yeah.
point in their at one point throughout the MCU journey, everyone on this team was a villain at one point in time.
So and it's hard. And again, I you already know with the villain and anti-hero shit. I wrestle with that a lot because
Yeah.
again, context. Bucky, he was brainwashed that whole time. So what
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't. But that's comics. Nigga got
Yeah.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
Somebody might somebody. We had Starro in the last DC film. Think about if he take over shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a villain? He's brainwashed. Then you got the
Yeah.
Red Guardian. He's only a villain in the context of we're America. That was the Soviet
The
Union,
Union. Yeah.
and then Helena. I, again,
She was an assassin. Granted,
for who? The
forced
Russian
into it.
government.
She was forced into it, but was still that's still what she
And
was.
they were working for the Russian government. How
Yeah.
many assassins
Yeah.
did Scarlet? Well, she say she got red in her ledger, so
Yeah.
that lets you
But
know
like
like
even in that context, like not to get like you said, not to get too far off on a tangent, but with even with Black Widow as an example, before she joined Shield, she was a member. She was a full fledged just Red Room assassin before she
yeah,
joined Shield. You know what I'm saying? So there's all everyone. This to me, this is a little different than just straight up telling a villain story and trying
yeah,
to make a villain an anti-hero because everyone in this film we watched them go through like a redemption arc
something,
already.
yeah,
We've already seen them go through a
yeah,
redemption arc. So it's
yeah,
not like you're starting them off as villains
as
and
villains.
now you're trying to convince us that they're good guys. Like, no, we watched Ghost, make things right at the end of Ant-Man. I think it was Ant-Man 2 she was
Yeah,
in.
too.
We watched Taskmaster change sides and start helping out Black Widow. We
And again,
watched
she
Red
was
Guardian. You know what I'm
mind
saying?
control too. So
Exactly. Like we watched U.S. Agent. I'm forgetting the character's real name.
something Walker. I
John
keep telling
Walker. Yeah,
John Walker.
yeah. We watched. I'm gonna still call him U.S. Agent because that's basically what he's about to be in this film now. We watched U.S. Agent. Come to a realization that his actions were wrong and he needed to change his ways. Like everybody went through a redemption arc already.
Yeah,
So you're not coming into this film with them as full fledged villains now. They are genuinely anti-heroes. We watched them redeem themselves already. So you're able to tell this, story through their lens of actually being anti-heroes now because you've kind of gotten their villain arcs out of the way
out of the
already. We
way.
don't, yeah, like the audience doesn't still just view them as villains anymore.
I'm gonna right his fucking suit. It's
Yeah,
it's close. It's very close to comic accurate. That shit go hard. His suit goes hard.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and
What's
then I'll let you again. I went off on some more tangents. I know we were going in towards interactions, and one of the interactions that I seen in the trailer that was really funny was John Walker was talking shit to I don't know who he was talking shit to, but
It was. I think
Helena.
it was Helena where he
It was
said like
Helena.
you
It
used
was
to be
him.
a red room assassin and
Yeah, and
all this stuff. Yeah.
somebody else was like, she said something to, she's like, that's rich from you. And he's like, well, I was Captain America. And
It's like
then
the dollar
Helena
store Captain
goes,
America.
yeah, she goes, that was for like 2 minutes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you said, like even because you got the Red Guardian and Helena who's worked together. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're family technically.
Yeah.
So you know
Not
they
technically,
already,
they are. Yeah.
well, they already working. They've already worked together. So
Yeah.
I love that we didn't see much interaction between them two there, but then we did see again with her and Ghost. So that's more
Yeah.
so what I'm interested in seeing when once this movie comes out. Is not how, we've already been introduced to them, but how are they going to be introduced in this context? Because we know that I can't remember her name, um Valeria
Val. I think I know it's
Valentina
Val.
Valentina
Valentine. I was gonna say I
something
know
like
they
that.
call her Val. I'm forgetting her full name. They
Um,
said it in the trailer though.
yeah, and we know she's come to all of them. She came to
Yeah.
all or went to
And
all
she
of
owns
them,
Avengers Tower now,
and
which
she
is
owns
another
Avengers
big.
Towers
Yeah.
now. And I want to see what they were doing because we also see in the trailer Helena, on the phone with somebody and blowing up a whole fucking floor of a
Yeah.
building, and that was a
Yeah.
big ass building.
Yeah.
So how long has she been working for? We know she was working for you ain't watch it.
In what?
Hawkeye.
Oh, I watched Hawkeye.
Okay, so
Regrettably, I wish I hadn't, but I did watch Hawkeye. Yes.
so she was working for him in Hawkeye. Oh, we got Echo this year, I think, but that was TV.
Yes, we did. I forgot
But
about
it was
Echo.
bad. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot about Echo. Yeah, that was not it.
so,
That was not it.
so we got
Ooh, that show was
we
bad.
know she was working for him, and at that point, we
Hmm.
know she approached John Walker at the end of his Senate congressional hearing,
Yep.
whatever it
Yep.
was, when he got his shield stripped and all that stuff. So again, I'm just really interested. How did Ghost get there? How did
Yep.
Taskmaster get there? Is this gonna be the same Taskmaster? Because I thought no, she wasn't dead at the end of that movie. Black Widow.
By the end of
Black
what?
Widow, Taskmaster, she wasn't dead.
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Taskmaster
she landed with
survived.
the rest of
Yeah.
the women.
Yeah.
Again, so again, how did she get there? What was she doing in the meantime in between time? Because that happened that happened at Black Widow ended at Civil War or right
Hmm.
before Civil War. No, at Civil War before
Infinity War. It was
Infinity
like
War.
before
So it
Infinity
happened
War.
right
Yeah.
before Infinity War until now. So what the fuck was she doing all this time? Is my
Yeah.
question, and
Yeah.
that's really my question for everybody. We know where Red Guardian was doing, chilling.
Yeah, but
you
no,
know,
you're right. Most of these characters, it's been several films since we've seen them, especially like your Ghost and people like that.
go.
Like it's been a while since we've seen these characters, so it'll be interesting to kind of hear the backstory on what they've been up to this whole time. But even outside of character interactions and the different characters meshing in this film, because Marvel's proven they can do superhero team ups well,
Mm-hmm.
so that part I'm not necessarily worried about. One thing that is going to be interesting to me is Sentry being introduced in this
Because
film
he is
and
supposed to be in here.
what what that dynamic's going to look like with him being the main villain because that's kind of like a common theme with
Is he
the
going to be the main villain?
yes he Sentry's the main villain in
I
this
just
so
don't
to
see
me
them
it's like
fighting
we've
him.
seen that's literally the point I was getting
I'm
to. It's
sorry. I'm
like
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
but it's like to your point though, like if you understand Sentry's power level, I feel like it's a common theme with these supervillain team up films or stories that you get the villains together to fight this force that's stronger than them. So I understand the selection of Sentry in that case, but I'm curious just from a practical standpoint of just, telling the story on screen. How do
Yeah.
you convince me, the audience? The same problem I have with the next trailer we're going to talk about. How do you convince me as an audience member that this character is actually powerful enough to defeat this villain that's clearly that much more powerful than them?
Because it ain't nobody
And
on the Suicide Squad that can beat Superman.
yeah, yeah, like, exactly. And this the
Separately
same
or
concept
together.
here.
But
Same concept here. Like
Sentry
I don't
is
know
a Superman in
anyone
Marvel Universe.
yeah, I don't know anyone on the Thunderbolts who's legitimately fighting Sentry. So they're gonna have to find some plot device workaround there. And we also haven't. They've done a very good job of. They've shown us Sentry in the trailer, but they haven't really shown us Sentry.
Did they?
Yes,
I
Bob.
missed that part.
I don't know. Bob.
Oh,
Bob is Sentry.
bro, I'm looking. I'm like, because
You
I
like who the
seen
hell is this?
because I seen the bullet holes and niggas. I what I keep coming back to is Bob is a very popular character, and I when I say popular, I mean like people love seeing him
Mm-hmm.
in Deadpool books, and
Mm-hmm.
Bob is a Hydra agent,
Mm-hmm.
and he's old friends with Wade Wilson. So that's why Bob
Yeah.
shows up, and Bob
Yeah.
again he works for Hydra, so he does some. He's a bad guy,
Yeah.
and so when I see him like, hi, I'm Bob.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Just all
okay,
chilling.
what's up? Yeah, damn.
Yeah, that's Century. So originally supposed to be played by a different actor, but there was some dispute, so it got recast. But I that's going to be the only thing in this film that to me I'm curious to see how they work around that. But other than that, really solid trailer. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what that film has to offer. I'm not going into it as pessimistic as I may have been before the first trailer came out, especially with I think Marvel kind of understanding the flaws of their previous ways and starting to make some narrative changes, which should be a good thing and yield some better results, not just at the box office, but in the quality of their films. So Thunderbolts, definitely on my radar. Definitely looking forward to that and definitely will be checking it out. But it is not my most anticipated Marvel film of next year. That's
Before you
Fantastic Four.
start,
Okay, go ahead.
because you know what the review's gonna look like when that shit come out.
When what comes out?
Thunderbolts.
Thunder.
For all
Eh,
intents purpose, Helena has been the fucking headliner of
yeah,
this
she
movie.
is. She's which is weird to me. I feel like it should be Winter Soldier, but I mean, I understand you want to push your newer characters because they're going to be probably around longer than the
Around
old
longer.
guard has been. Yeah,
But it's three women on that team. One of them black. It's only two
yeah.
white men. They are going to be pissed when
I
that
don't
shit
think
comes
this is
out.
going to get the anti woke.
It
That's what they
won't
want to
be
call it.
it
I don't
won't
think it's
be
gonna.
as bad, but it's
It's not
gonna
going to get the
happen.
acolyte treatment. This isn't going to
Oh
get the
no, it
acolyte
ain't gonna be
treatment.
that bad.
Yeah, this
It ain't
isn't
gonna
going
be
to
that
get
bad.
that.
It's gonna
That
happen though. It ain't gonna be that bad, but it's
I
gonna
think the
happen.
next film that we're going to talk about is more at risk of getting that
They've
treatment
already
than
started.
Thunderbolts
They've
is.
already
Yeah,
started.
like I feel like Captain America 4 is much more at risk of getting that treatment than Thunderbolts is cuz Thunderbolts is a team of mixed with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You took Captain America, and granted, while it's comic accurate, Sam Wilson
They
does
do
become
not
Captain
care.
America in Marvel Comics. These people don't care. All they see is there's a black man's Captain America, and they
It's
got a
a
problem with that.
nigga.
Yeah, they all they know is a
They
Negro
do
is
not give a
wearing the
shit.
shield, and they're not a fan of it. That's all they know. But to get into it, my second most anticipated Marvel film of next year, because number one is Fantastic Four, nothing's touching that. But my second most anticipated film is Captain America 4. This is by far the first three Captain Americas, by far the best trilogy the MCU has to offer. And I don't think it's particularly close.
I'm just
So,
not 2 and 3. I'm with you. That first one, I'm just not as strong on it. But
but it's still a good movie though.
yeah, it's
And
okay.
I agree. It's like it's okay to good. The first one's okay to good, and then the next two are
The
phenomenal.
next two are like because two
So
is
like
like,
with that as the three I'm working with, yes, that's the best trilogy in the MCU because every other trilogy has at least one bad film,
and this
at
was
least
my
one.
issue. This was my issue with it. We got it, and again, I already told you how I feel about period pieces. I don't like period pieces, and so when we got that, I don't know. It just started. It started. It was very slow to me. The
Yeah.
the pacing of it was very slow to me, and it was very weird. That was really my biggest issue. Outside of that, we got
Mm-hmm.
introduced to a lot of characters that we never seen again. The only person that we did see again was
It was
Peggy
Maggie
Carter.
or
Or I'm
Peggy. I said
sorry.
Maggie. Peggy Carter. Yeah.
We seen Peggy Carter, and then it's another one of my tangents. And then we seen
Yeah.
Howard Stark. We seen him in last thing we seen him in again Peggy Carter, and
Yeah.
all that. That was part of that Agents of Shield shit. And then we seen Peggy
Mm-hmm.
Carter again in Multiverse of Madness. But overall, we didn't get any other characters. We've had reference to other characters. Spider Man's principal. I don't know if you remember. His principal had a picture of one of the Howling Commandos up there.
Oh wow, no, I didn't see that.
It's a he played one
Mm-hmm.
of the commandos in Captain America, and when somebody mentioned it in the movie, he's like, "Yeah, this was my grandfather during World War II." So it's like a little
Mm,
Easter egg, and
yeah.
I think this was the first one. So go
Okay.
back, watch that
Yeah.
shit. You'll see.
Yeah. I'm about to go back and watch that now. I didn't peep that. That's crazy.
So that was my only few issues that I had with it. Like I said, it wasn't a great movie to me. It was okay. It was
Yeah.
good. Comparing it to first films, if you compare that to shit like honestly, I'm just say Black Widow. you know,
Yeah, or even it's not the best first film
no,
like in Marvel, but that trilogy as a whole
the
is
trilogy as a whole is
Iron
fucking
Man has the
fire.
best first film though by far.
And I'm really interested in seeing, now that we're going into it,
Yeah,
the fourth entry, and a lot of people want to. Oh no, this is Captain America. No, this Captain America
this is
four.
Captain America too.
It's
Like
called
this
Captain
is yeah,
America.
this is straight up. I understand you saw this character as Falcon for however many years, but this is the direction we're going now. And I didn't know if they were gonna fully fledged commit
Yeah, I
to Sam
didn't see
Wilson
it.
being Captain America. I didn't know that that's the direction the MCU was going. But now that it has, I'm glad they have because I think the character and the image of Captain America is they've set that up as something that's very vital and important
A
to not
pivotal
just
role.
the filmmaking aspect of Marvel, but the actual narrative story, like within the MCU. The character of Captain America has proven to be very important. After Steve Rogers went away, they tried to replace Captain America now twice with two different people in the
Mhm.
MCU. So the character has shown that mantle of Captain America is very important. So I'm very curious to see, like you said, kind of having to deal with the shadow of the previous films. Quality wise, where does Captain America 4 stack up when we finally get it? I think that's going to be a big thing to monitor because now the name of Captain America in the MCU is synonymous with this going to be some shit. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be one of the best they have to offer. So that's a lot riding on that now that you don't have Steve Rogers anymore,
Mhm.
and B, not that you just don't have Steve Rogers, you're also fighting the uphill battle of you have a black person playing Captain America, and that in and of itself is going to get backlash.
And they're doubling down
And they're doubling down on it.
I forget his name. The the black Captain
Isaiah,
America, Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah, the super soldier.
They're doubling down by having him in it.
Yeah.
Again, continuing the story from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Hmm.
They're continuing it, doubling down. And I will say, this is probably my so far, because again, they like to do surprise announcements and shit.
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
so so far, this is probably my most anticipated Marvel movie
yeah,
of next year. It's going to be this one. And again, just like you said, I'm looking at what's coming, what's about to happen, because where we got Captain America 2 was, again, Captain America 2 was more spy related and
hmm,
still kind of on the run,
yeah,
but then 3 kind of branched all the way over to the on the run thing,
yeah.
So it's, and again, this is why I don't like watching trailers, because we see in the trailer that Sam gets arrested at some point.
Yeah, I don't like trailers showing stuff. Like I
Don't
really,
Didn't like that. It
if
was
I
too
could
fucking,
not watch a trailer before movies, I would. But like
because again, this is looking like, it's not looking like it's not looking like a spy thriller. It's
yeah,
just looking like a thriller.
yeah.
And with that trailer, because was the leader supposed to be in this one, right?
He's in the trailer, but you don't really get
Was
a
that
good
who
look
was
at him.
talking?
Yeah, the person with the
Okay.
top hat, that was
No, no, no,
talking
no.
with
Okay,
with
just talk.
that he had the little fedora on, the trench coat, and he was talking to Sam Wilson. Yeah,
No,
that
no,
was
I'm
the
talking
leader.
about the person that was just talking, is talking about Sam in the back, and like stuff was still happening. They were still
Yeah,
showing other person. That's the leader.
yeah.
That was
He had
still
his back turned to
okay.
the camera, and he had the trench coat on. And yeah, that's the leader.
No, it wasn't focusing on a person. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a shot in the trailer where
Okay,
you
but
see the
that's
leader. You see a figure with a trench coat on and a hat,
okay. And
and
he
if you
like,
look, you see his skin is green.
okay, but he's saying some
Yeah,
shit like Sam could this
yeah,
or this. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that honestly, that little voiceover part, that alone by itself, was like, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna fuck up his name. I always do. Giancarlo Esposito, right? I said that wrong.
Giancarlo Esposito. I think I said
Esposito.
that. Yeah, Giancarlo
Um,
Esposito.
mm, niggas,
Yeah, man, put some respect on the goat.
I about to say, yo, when we blow up, niggas gonna be like, I'm not going on that shit. Nigga can't say my name, right? Fuck you.
Man, what?
But yeah, again, he's a great actor. Every time I see him in something,
Yeah.
he's good. I want to go back and watch I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've watched a few episodes. I couldn't get into it. But like every
We're gonna
time
talk about me not watching TV and you ain't seen one of the greatest shows ever made.
but I see clips with him in it, and I'm like, yo, this mother, and I know he's not a,
He's
I know
a
he's in it
menace in that
to
show.
I know
Yeah.
he's in it, and he's a part of the storytelling and what happens throughout it. But he wasn't super like he's not a main character.
He's not a main character,
Yeah,
no, but
but
he is
he
by
comes.
far one of the most memorable
Yeah.
characters from that show.
So, but
By far.
every time he's in something, he's he's amazing. He's good. And him as I can't remember which scorpion he is for the Snake Society because I believe that's the group we're taking
Yeah,
over.
he's the leader of the. I know he's playing I don't know if he's playing the leader of the Serpent Society or just a key member of the Serpent Society, but
Yeah.
he's their representative basically in this film, like their main
But
representative from the Serpent Society.
he looks dangerous.
Which is going to be interesting because now you have three villains essentially in this
Yeah.
film. You have
where your three at?
Giancarlo Esposito, the Serpent Society. So you have him. You have the leader, who's supposed to be the main villain, and you have Red Hulk.
I'm not doing that.
I mean, Red Hulk is a villain in this film.
Is he though?
Yeah.
We see him Hulk out.
I didn't say Thaddeus Ross is a villain, but Red Hulk, yes. Red Hulk is going to be a problem.
So this, and we just talked about this whole villain hero thing.
Yeah. I'll say antagonist. I'll say that.
Yeah, give me the. I'll take antagonist.
Since you want to deal with semantics, I'll say antagonist.
Because again, even his most of the time, which is crazy that I'm hoping that a certain green somebody shows up in this fucking movie.
Fingers crossed.
I feel like that was
the real one though, not the one we've been getting.
I feel like that was going to be one of your points when you talked about them fighting Sentry, and you said we're going to talk about this in the next part. How is Sam Wilson going to beat the Red Hulk?
That's literally what I was thinking. Because when they're showing the trailer of them facing off one-on-one, I'm like, okay, it looks cool in the trailer, but no.
You know what I'm gonna say?
That's not a fair fight. Like that's belt to ass. That's what the Detroit Lions have been doing to other teams. That's belt to ass.
Because you see the part where he like I don't know where he's at, but he lands and he's like, wait for it, and then it's like a fucking like a sound wave type thing.
Yeah.
And again, Sam Wilson is smart. And they haven't showcased his smartness in these Marvel films.
Yeah.
But he's fucking intelligent. At least,
very intelligent,
in the past 15, 20 years, what we've been seeing from Sam Wilson, he's super fucking intelligent. So we haven't been seeing that at all. And I hope, that when he said that, like, I hope they showcase it a little bit because that would explain how he's going to beat them. That's what I'm gonna say. That'll explain how he beats him. And we also got to see the new Falcon.
Yeah, we did. Yep, did see there's going to be another Falcon in this film. So I think there's a few things. This film from the trailer so far reminds me a lot tone wise of Captain America 2. Like from a tone and a theme standpoint, I'm getting some very similar ideas and concepts from that film. Just kind of dialed up because you have more superpowered people in this film than you did in Captain America 2. And I'm curious, like you said, to kind of see what the side characters are going to be like, what this new Falcon is going to be like, and it looked like there was somebody else on their team as well from the looks of the trailer.
Oh, the young lady.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but it looked like there's somebody else as a part of their team as well. So there's a lot of moving parts in this film that from looks of the trailer, and a lot of things that I'm interested to see how they play out on screen, i.e. Sam Wilson with no super soldier serum and some wings fighting a Hulk. Like just certain things you're gonna have to try to show me how that's practical.
He can't throw that shield hard enough. to
Is not going
fucking
to do anything. If that's
because
truly a Hulk. Now, if you want to nerf him, that's different. But if you're presenting him as an actual Hulk,
yeah,
then no. Like he's
because
something else is going to have to be brought into play for Sam Wilson to
yeah,
realistically defeat him.
Bucky could do it, but like you're looking at his suit, I don't see any real tech on his suit,
Yeah,
and we
that
see
could. Yeah,
he's not bulletproof. He uses his wings
yeah,
to deflect bullets.
yeah.
So, like you said, I'm interested to see. I think he can do it with the right amount of tech.
Hmm.
But like you said, I'm interested to see those relationships because even his relationship with President Ross. You know, he at one point he says that he's like, I can't have you out here. I can't have a unknown
Factors out here
variable,
that I can't
yeah, that I
control.
can't
Yeah,
control or something like
yeah.
that. And we've seen in the previous trailer where he asked him like, "Hey, I want to bring Captain America back into the fold. I want to
As an
bring him
official
back."
military position. Yeah,
You know, so it's weird because you know we're seeing in these trailers, um, what's the word
they're
I'm
butting
looking
heads
for?
a little bit.
It's a word I'm looking for. I can't get it, but they're butting heads.
Contention, tension,
No, that's
or
not it.
no? I'm trying.
I know, but this is my thing. Marvel is good for putting some bullshit out in trailers, and when you go see the
They didn't
movie,
gave us some okey dokes for
when you go
sure.
see the movie, and you like, okay, this that part coming up, I seen it on the
Yeah,
trailer, and it
they
never
and
happens.
it didn't happen. Yeah,
It's
they've
never in
thrown
a
us some okey
deleted
dokes for
scene.
sure.
Nothing. You know,
Yeah,
you're like, okay, let me watch the deleted scenes when it come out on Disney Plus.
we
Nothing.
still to this day that scene of all the Avengers running in Wakanda with Hulk with them in Infinity War. They just put that shit out there because it looked good.
That was
That
the
ain't like you
biggest
said. It's
okey
not even in the
doke.
deleted scenes.
That was the biggest okey doke that they could
That's
have
not
did.
even in the deleted scenes. Like this shit's just nowhere. It's just sitting in a vault somewhere in Kevin Feige's
So
house.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if they film, because like you said, I hate watching trailers. And if we weren't going to talk about this, I wouldn't have watched either one of those trailers. I watched
Yeah,
parts of them on TikTok. I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
yeah,
I
yeah,
whoop, nope. I see what I don't need to see all this because they tell. You
yeah,
know, they you still. I need to see the meat and potatoes. You know,
yeah,
so I don't watch the trailers.
yeah.
So if I didn't have to, I wouldn't. But I wouldn't be mad if they filmed extra shit just to throw in
Just to throw
trailers.
the okey doke. Yeah,
Throw the okie
I'm
doke.
with you. I feel like most film junkies are that way. Well, let me not say most. There are a lot of film junkies that are like that that I've interacted with that are. It's like I would much rather just go into a film blind, not really knowing what's going to happen. Maybe I just know like the plot and the
Right.
cast, and that's it. But I don't need to see images and shots and scenes cut up in a trailer because now it's going to change the way I experience those scenes if I've seen how they play out in the trailer already. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you 100%. But I think these trailer Marvel, and the reason why I've been very pleased with Marvel and Disney as far as how they put their trailers out for the MCU for the most part is generally speaking, they're very good about putting out trailers that give you no information. Like I watched every trailer for Endgame, and I can genuinely say I went into that film not really knowing what was going to happen and not really having an idea of how certain scenes were going to play out because of the trailer. And for the most part, we were right. All you saw from Endgame was the first half of the film in those trailers. The
What
entire second and third act was not in the trailer.
it was you're correct, but in playing devil's advocate, those were that those were longer movies than the rest of the MCU movies.
Also, touche.
On top of that, we knew that it was going to be a two-parter.
Yeah.
But you're right. We knew somebody was going to die. You
Hmm.
know, Black Widow. No, that was in the
Hmm.
in Infinity War.
No, that was
So
Endgame.
no. Oh
Black
no, no.
Widow dying.
I'm
I
thinking
was like
about
Black Widow dying.
I'm thinking about it in the reverse. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah,
We knew somebody was going to die. We didn't
yeah.
know who. Honestly, I thought more than those two people was going to die. I
Yeah,
thought we
honestly,
were,
there was less deaths in that movie than I thought there was going
you
to be.
know,
I thought it was about to get wicked.
now they did they got rid of three people.
Yeah,
Steve Rogers got old. Black Widow died,
yeah,
and Iron Man died. I
yeah.
definitely thought we were going to kill more Avengers.
I thought so too. I understand why they didn't. Because some of those people you need to still be in your universe
To
now.
be honest with you, I think
But
they should have killed him in Infinity War. Not everybody, but I think
yeah,
some people should have died permanently outside of
outside
Vision.
of Vision,
He was
yeah,
the only one. And
yeah,
again, we have another Vision. It's comics. Bring the motherfuckers back to life.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I just feel like they've not lessened the impact of Infinity War, but that scene, there's a lot of scenes in that film that don't really hit the same now, given what they're doing in the MCU, which is unfortunate. But to bring it back to the trailers though, because I do think that Marvel does a good job of putting out trailers that don't reveal too much. Traditionally, sometimes they might slip up here and there and
Yeah.
reveal more than they should, but for the most part, the MCU's done a good job with their trailers of not showing us too much. So I'm gonna have faith they're doing the same thing here, and that when I go see Thunderbolts or Captain America 4, I'm not gonna be having that experience of sitting there going like, repeatedly of going like, all right, I see where this scene is going, or oh, I know this scene hasn't come up yet, so there's something that's probably gonna happen to lead up to this. Like I'm hoping that they haven't shown us that much of the film, and that was the real substance, and to use your phrase, meat and potatoes of those two films hasn't really been shown in these trailers yet, and that's my hope. But so far I enjoy both trailers. I think Marvel is, it looks like they're pivoting in a different direction, which is good. It looks like they're starting to kind of hear the cries of the fans and some of the gripes a lot of the fans have had with how they've been putting films and TV shows out lately. And I think that Deadpool and Wolverine was a good launching pad, and you saw them kind of make fun of themselves in that film a lot. And I'm hoping that they take the momentum that they got from that film, and we can carry that into next year with not just Thunderbolts and Captain America, but with things like Daredevil and Ironheart, and Fantastic Four when it eventually comes out. Like, I think Marvel has a very unique opportunity here, even though despite Endgame came out in 2019. So from
Mm-hmm.
2019 until now, they've had a long string of not great films. That's a 5-year stretch of
I'm not,
lackluster filmmaking.
I'm not again. I'm not gonna say
So,
all because
not
again,
all, but
yeah,
most.
it's been
It's been more bad than good
it's
by
been
a wide
it's
margin.
been very shaky. It's been very
Like,
shaky.
yeah,
Um,
I think we can sit here and genuinely think of a handful of all the projects they put out. We can think of just a handful that were quality. Like you got Shang-Chi, you got Spider-Man 3, and you got Wakanda Forever. In my opinion, I like that
I'm
film.
throwing in the
It
Marvels, man. Um,
That's true.
which you
I'll give
still
you
ain't
that. That's your
watched
opinion. That I
because
still
you
ain't
ain't
watched.
watched it yet. So I don't want to
But
hear nothing from you about it. You
But
watch your whore mouth.
speaking of the general public, because all right, I ain't seen it, so I can't give my opinion. I don't have one. I haven't seen it.
Fuck the general
However,
public, man.
the reviews on the Marvels are not good.
But
That I will
again,
say. The
we
reviews on
know
the Marvels aren't good.
we know why. Not only did you
Yeah,
before Captain Marvel came out, the first
yeah,
one,
yeah,
they fucking hate bombed that shit. So and again, it wasn't that great.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
like, it was okay.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
okay. It
yeah.
helped for what
Mm-hmm.
comes after, but it's
Yeah,
okay for it's introduction. You
yeah,
know, so they already don't like this white woman.
yeah.
Then you put a black woman in there, and you put a fucking Muslim girl in
And a
there.
Muslim
Come
and a
on,
Muslim.
nigga, they not watching that shit. And I don't even
Yeah.
think she was Muslim, but she was
No, I'm pretty sure she is
Indian.
Muslim. No, she's Muslim.
Okay, but
Because in her TV show, like there's like several episodes in the Ms. Marvel TV show that take place in the mosque. So yeah, she's
oh,
Muslim.
yep. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. So they was never going to like that shit. So the general audience who went to again,
yeah.
the thing you got with
And
Marvel
it
is,
bombed. That's the other thing.
the thing you got with Marvel is some moviegoers are legitimately tired of so many films.
Yeah.
They are. So you only get the people that really like movies and the people
Hmm.
that really like comic books going to see this shit.
Yeah.
And again, unfortunately, a lot of people that really like comic books are fucking racist incels. So,
Yeah.
so you get that. And again, this is one of the reasons I liked it, which I wanted to say. The thing I like about the movies, and I think I like more about getting more TV shows than movies,
Yeah. Yeah.
is when Marvel was in its prime. It's boom. And before Endgame and Infinity Wars, you had the Agents of Shield out, and they would make reference to the things that happened in the Marvel universe.
Hmm.
So you did get to see a little bit of that and the movies didn't really follow up on it like that. But
Yeah.
and you got it in they mentioned a little bit about the stuff in I think in Miss Marvel. They mentioned it in, and I'll tell you when I finish. They mentioned it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They mentioned it, and then they went mentioned it, and again, this is another reason I liked it. They mentioned it in the Marvels
Hmm.
about the blip, about people leaving
Hmm.
and coming back, and they didn't really mention it in Wanda and Vision, which you would have thought that
You would have thought that would have
that
been the main
was
show they brought it
that
up
was the
in.
main shit they brought it up in.
They referenced it in that show, but it was not like it wasn't a key
Yeah,
thing. That show was more focused on Wanda and her trauma.
but that's and they brought in a Mrs. Marvel, they brought up damage control again,
Yeah.
so and
Yeah.
it brought it back up in Spider-Man. So they're doing that a lot more. They're making it feel more connected.
Hmm.
And again, I need you to watch the Marvels, dude. Like you don't you said you was gonna watch Spider-Man, bro. You need to watch the Marvels. It did not deserve like that was a good movie. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. Cause fuck you. That's some bullshit. You need to watch. You're part of the problem. You listen to the motherfuckers' reviews, and motherfuckers be stupid. So
So here's the thing, though. I personally wasn't that excited about the Marvels when it was announced because I wasn't a big fan of the original Captain Marvel film. I feel like they're doing Brie Larson a disservice. Brie Larson
you
is
think she
one
should
of
have got
the
her own film and the second one?
well, sure, but even if she didn't, I'm talking the way that character is being portrayed. I don't think that they're doing the character of Captain Marvel justice with how she's being portrayed in the MCU. You have Brie Larson, who is by far one of the best working actresses we have today. I've seen her give stellar performance after stellar performance. So Brie Larson's not the problem at all. I'm not questioning her ability as an actress. What I am questioning is how the character of Captain Marvel has been written through now 3 appearances that we've gotten from her in the MCU, where her first film was pretty mid, which not great when you're
It
trying
wasn't
to.
pretty mid. It was mid.
It was
It
mid.
was not a great movie.
It was
I
mid.
can it was not a great movie.
I don't think it's a terrible film, but I
It
don't
wasn't
think
terrible,
that
but it
it
wasn't
doesn't live up to what you were hyping it up to
for
be.
the rest of
Because
Marvel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the MCU, if you remember, Disney and the MCU and Kevin Feige, they were really hyping up
They were
Captain
going
Marvel after
hard
Infinity War.
because she was gonna be the
So
first,
yeah,
solo. She was the first female solo
solo
project.
film, yes. So for you to hype her up that much, and then for the film to not deliver, that sets kind of a bad precedent already. You're starting her off behind the 8 ball, and then on top of that, you follow that up with having her in Endgame, and then you have her in maybe what 10,
The
15% of the
strongest fucking
movie.
Avenger.
Like she's barely in the film,
You
and she's presented as this great hope, as she's supposed to be the only one powerful enough to go toe to toe with Thanos, and we see her fight Thanos one time.
so
You know what I'm saying? Like and
I
she
agree
doesn't get the
with
job done, even though she holds her own against him. And she's clearly they show you she's one of the few Avengers strong enough to solo fight him.
yeah.
It still doesn't do enough to
If he didn't have those stones, it would have been game over for
yeah,
him
like
for him.
yeah, and like I don't think that they did a good job of portraying that to the audience, in my opinion.
And you know
I
what?
don't. I feel like Brie Larson was not given a fair shot as that character.
I agree with you, but as far as her being unlikable on other shit, like the rest of her shit,
Hmm.
Captain Marvel's not always likable in the comics. She ain't always
Yeah.
been likable in the fucking cartoons
Hmm.
in the like the animated movies. Like she's just not likable. She
Oh
does
yeah, no,
like
I'm not one. I know what you're talking about when
and her
people was
yeah
being dumb after the trailer came out and be like, she's not smiling. I'm like, who
yeah
gives a
her
like
most
what?
recent the biggest thing that they most recently did was the Civil War 2.
Hmm.
And shit, they was trying to kill motherfuckers before they did anything because
Yeah.
a mutant had powers that told them the future.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
she's always thrust in a role that she. And yeah, you gotta remember Captain Marvel, and I just went off on a whole nother kind of tangent. We gonna talk about this after you watch the movie, bro. You need to watch this movie.
I
I need you
will
to watch this movie.
watch the Marvels at some point. You know, just because it's been such a thing, y'all, we might actually review the Marvels again when I
I
see it, and I'll give you
I
my genuine review of how I feel.
Bro, Thanksgiving break coming up. I need you to watch this fucking movie.
I
Before Christmas, we need to be talking about the Marvels.
That's fair. That's a fair benchmark. I will watch the Marvels before Christmas, and if I hate it, it's all your fault. But that has been our semi review, not full review, of two different trailers
Yeah.
of films that I think are going to do a lot to change the narrative of how the MCU has been talked about over the past few years. Like I said, 5 year stretch of mostly not great filmmaking. I think the MCU has a great opportunity to turn that around literally within one calendar year between 2024 and 2025 if they knock these three films next year out of the park, along with TV shows like Daredevil, which I think are gonna, you know, bring that. Just Daredevil alone might do
Daredevil
it.
alone should do the
Daredevil alone
fucking
might
job.
do it, and if they knock all three films out of the park, I think that's going to do a lot to get the name of Marvel back to where it needs to
Yeah.
be. So let us know you guys' thoughts. What are your most anticipated Marvel films of next year? Is it the two that we got trailers for? Are you like me? Are you still waiting on Fantastic Four and
You hear
anything
any
else is
rumors
just
about anything
yeah,
else?
anything else is just just extra? Are you like me again and was like, well, I really just wanted to see Blade, but now I'm just disappointed and I'm just gonna get what we get next year and just deal with it? Let us know your thoughts on any of these films and TV shows that we're getting next year from Marvel and what your predictions may be. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. We always appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is The Real Fanatics. Peace.